Hello, how are you? I am Santosh Kumar. As you know, I conduct my interviews on daily life. So I hope you are everyone happy. So my today is my interesting guest, my great friend, Sasha Kiang from California. So how are you, ma'am, today?
I'm doing well. It's so nice to be on the interview with you. It's
Thank
the middle of the night in California, but the sun is always up somewhere.
you. I think you are very excited. But why?
I actually haven't been on many interview shows before. I think it's really exciting to be able to like have the chance to talk to you, and hopefully someone else will have an interesting it will be interesting to watch the show also. I really liked the previous episodes.
Thank
So
you.
yeah, it's an honor to be here.
It's honor for me. So, Kiang, your name is a King, and first of all, introduce your complete because our audience watches who know you.
Sounds good. So my name is Sasha Kiang. That's my mom's last name. My dad's last name is Tark, but usually I just go by my first and middle name because last name sounds kind of formal. But my mom's last name is actually Taiwanese. My mom was born in Taiwan, and then she moved to California when she was in college, and that's how she met my dad. But I like both of the names. Actually, I like the names because they're easy to say and spell. When I was a kid, I didn't know how to write my first name, but I was very lucky. There's only three letters, so you just have to remember the order of the letters. But anyway, yeah, that's kind of where my name came
Yes.
from.
But your name pronouns very difficult because your name pronouns King. King.
Oh,
You are
the pronunciation. Yeah, so in Chinese it would be Jiang, but in Taiwan it's actually a little bit different. It's more like gang. So the K
uh,
sound and then the G sound. I guess my family chose like a letter kind of in the middle of the two, so kind of like Chiang, like Chiang. But yeah, with K it's the shorter, so I guess that's why.
King. So can share your complete life journey when you start your early education, when you finish your
Yeah,
ALU.
so I started like early education or graduate education.
Complete share your life
Oh,
journey.
okay, yeah.
Your
Sorry, it's
education.
hard to yeah, so in California, it's really common. There's grade school would be like K through 12. So I started kindergarten when I was 4 years old, but only because my birthday is in October. So I was almost 5 years old. Uh, but I was one of the youngest kids in the class because the cutoff for school is in like November or December. That's when they say, okay, you are too young, wait until the next year of school. So, actually, my school was a lot of fun. I went to a school named after Ohlone Indian tribe. So the school was called Ohlone. In California, there was a lot of Native American or American Indian tribes. And so I think the history is really important to remember. And in my school, we had so much playing. We could put on, like, for example, to make an arrow, like for shooting, we learned how to make it out of chipping away obsidian stone. It was really nice in this school. They weren't too afraid that we will cut our fingers because you have to be able to make it really sharp to cut your fingers. So as kids, they just let us like chip at the rock and it's not going to get too sharp. Yeah, yeah, so that was fun. And then after that, I went to middle school at a place called Jordan Middle School. It just got renamed to Green Middle School because David Starr Jordan, he was a geneticist, and genetics, it's not popular uh, to discuss freely in America. People are worried about genetic selection. It's very unpolitically correct. So now my middle school, it's called Green Middle School instead of Jordan Middle School. But me, I always remember it as Jordan Green Middle School because for me, the school used to have a different name. After that, though, I went to high school just at the local high school in Palo Alto, which is where I grew up. It's really nice because it's across the street from Stanford University. So even though it was high school, it's very easy to use the track in Stanford University, or if you want to take some more advanced courses, you can just go to the courses at Stanford. So overall, yeah, I would say Palo Alto is a really nice place to get educated. After that, I went to MIT, but that's a different story. That's in Cambridge, Massachusetts.
So, what is the difference of early education, your primary school and your college life?
Yeah, I think the main difference for me was just because my family's in Palo Alto. So when I finally went to college, then I could live on my own. And then my mom and dad weren't watching me so closely. So I did be able to hang out I could stay up more late with my friends and have more of like a college lifestyle. But overall, it was good. Like, my parents, they were definitely still caring about me. So I just called them on the phone all the time. And then that's how they know that I'm still doing okay. And I can tell them any interesting updates about college life.
Great. So, share your funny moment in your college life.
Oh, the funniest moment was in MIT, there was a rule that no buildings can be above 14 stories. They don't want to have any tall buildings. But the MIT architects, they're kind of smart. They decided the building to be on stilts. So there's a building in MIT that it has three staircases before the ground floor, and then it has 15 floors. So, and it also has a basement. So in reality, the building from the lowest to the tallest, it's about 21 stories. But because they made the building in this way, it's not too tall. So that is actually the tallest building in MIT skyline. And I think it's very funny. So the way that we make a joke out of it, we had called a green building challenge. It's like how many times can you do the staircases in 2 hours? And it's like a marathon or some like a 5K or some kind of small marathon, but instead of around the track, you just have to go up and down and up and down in this building. But it's really fun. Yeah.
Wow. You always be happy. And what is the benefit of laughing? What is the benefit of happiness?
Oh, yeah. I don't know. I just think it's sometimes life is hard and then sometimes life is easy. But I think laughter, it can help you get through the harder time, like remembering the easier time. Then I feel like the harder time becomes easier more quickly. Yeah.
And what is your secret for happiness?
Oh, laughter, yeah, laughter is a good secret. I think honesty is also good. If you're having a hard time because someone is bullying you, probably tell someone else you're being bullied. Don't tell the bully because they already know. They're the one doing the bullying. But if you can let your friends know it's not okay, then I think then hopefully someone can intervene more quickly.
Wow. So these days, what you education? What is your education? What you read? What is your department?
Oh, yeah. So now I'm in medical school. So I studied immunology in graduate school. I'm applying for fellowship now. I'm interested in endocrinology and nephrology. Basically, diabetes, most people have heard of at this point. So, endocrinology studies diabetes, but it also studies problems with like your thyroid. It's like a gland here. It can study problems, it can study like basically any kind of problem that affects your whole body, because it's the study of like the protein hormones. So even your bones actually is involved with endocrinology. But I like it a lot. I think there's a lot of people who have some effect from endocrine problem. Sometimes it's the food is not good. Sometimes it's the genetics is not good. It doesn't matter. Like either way, endocrinologists can probably help you understand what's going on. And then I like nephrology also. That's the study of kidney because kidney is like the major filter of your body, along with the spleen. And so, if the filter of your body cannot filter toxins from your blood, it could be life threatening. Actually, my great uncle, Bobby Fisher, he did have a problem with kidney, but he wasn't able to get enough medical attention. So after that, it made me understand kidney is really important.
Great. So give me the some advice for device you study on a medical field.
Oh, yeah, my number one advice is take care of your own body. If you don't understand how to stay healthy yourself, how can you understand to help other people be healthy? So that would be, I think, rules number one, two, and three.
So what is your dream in your life?
Oh, my dream? I don't know. I think my dream is normal. Have a family, have some nice kids, and then yeah, I think I like animals too. When I was a young kid, my dream was to be a dolphin trainer. So maybe when I finish with medical school, I can also learn dolphin medicine. It's I heard in medical school that when people take care of the seals, they don't do x-ray and everything to make sure what they're doing is correct. But it's not nice. If you say you're helping seal, you should help the seal with the same attention and care that you will help a person. So that's
Great.
my dream. Yeah.
So I asked the amazing question. The Urdu or Sindhi language.
Say that again.
Are you understand? Are you understand the Urdu or Sindhi language?
Oh, it looks like you're a bit frozen for me. I can speak Mandarin and I can speak Spanish. I don't know too many other languages. The other one I learned was Dari. I know to say shade as the monkey.
Are you learn Urdu language or Sindhi language?
Oh, Urdu and Hindi. I have many friends that can speak Urdu and Hindi and some Pashto, but actually, personally, I didn't learn much. I was like, if I want to speak it, I just will
Now,
ask my friends to translate.
now we are trying to speak in
Okay, let's
okay.
try. We can try. Okay.
First of all, we try for Sindhi.
Okay.
Salam. Say
Dar
salam.
salam. Salam. Salam. Salam.
Keda hal hai?
I don't understand
Keda?
that one. No.
Keda? You say. Keda?
Kira?
Hal
Hal?
ahin.
Ahel? I don't understand.
Right? This is the best. Now you
It
continue
sounds
say
like
keda hal
my
ahin.
name. My name is Sasha. That's what I would learn first.
So this is the meaning. How are you?
Oh. How do you say how are you
You say
again? Now I
hal
understand.
ahin.
Say it?
Yeah. Keda hal ahin. Keda
Kara halayan. Yeah. Kera halain.
Yeah, this is a perfect. You can do it.
Kera halain.
You know, yeah, I am fine.
Okay,
In Urdu,
cool. Kera
कैसे
halain, I
हो?
am also fine. Oh, say it again?
In Urdu, कैसे हो?
Okay. Kesero.
कैसे हो?
Keseho.
Yeah, right. It means how are you
Okay.
in Urdu.
Okay. Keseho. But I already forgot the Hindi one because now you teach me Urdu.
Great. So I ask the next question. It's about who are you? Who are
Who
you?
am I?
Why
Yeah.
we coming in? Why we coming in the
Yeah.
world? And what is your our work mission?
Yeah, I mean, I would just say again my name. Like in where I'm from, your name is important. So I have two names. My English name, Sasha King Targ. Sasha, it's like a name. To me, it means like protector, but it's like a short name, Little Protector. I was named my dad. His name is Alexander. It's more like a longer name than Sasha. Sasha though is also kind of international name. Like I know Sasha or Shasha or Sasa. Like all these names, you can say the name in many languages. It's not hard to say. So actually, I do prefer to. I think it's good to care for all people, care for all things, not only care for your own self or your own thing. Because yeah, if you watch other people, then other people they will watch for you too. I think that's important message to spread.
And why you coming in the world?
Me? I guess my parents
Yeah.
they want to have a kid, so now here I am.
What is your mission?
My mission, I want to have kids, but I want to have them. They should be nice kids. So I hope that they can. I have two younger sisters. They're both super nice. So if my kids can be as nice as my sisters, that will be success. Yeah.
Great. So as you know, I think the biggest problem in our world is poverty. So how to end poverty? Give me some advice.
Yeah, for poverty, I think that one issue is don't have poverty capitalism. Like right now in the US, nonprofits are not functional. Some of them are functional, but you really need to read for yourself and understand, is this a good nonprofit or this is not a good nonprofit? Just because they said I'm not for profit, it does not mean it's functioning good. So for example, for I don't know so much about poverty. I know in MIT, JPAL is around, and I know I can't remember the other ones, but JPAL as Abdul. They just won Abhit Banerjee and Esther Duflo. I know they got a prize for their work. So I'm not sure. I think Esther Duflo's her work is good. So that is good place. But I'm not knowledgeable on the inner workings of this lab. So I couldn't speak to that. But in terms of poverty, I think like number one, exploitation of natural resources, it's never good. Like for animals, hunt all the animals until they're dead. It's not a good strategy. And I think the same for people. If you are using labor too much, always try to turn labor into capital, then it won't work because at some point labor will be exhausted and it's not nice. So I think for poverty, like not everyone should don't focus so much in money. GDP is not a good metric. I think GDP is not a good metric. My mom, she told me there's a metric called the Big Mac Index. How much money until you can buy a solid meal, like a hamburger. And then that's a better way to measure money. Like hamburger, you can eat the hamburger. It's not like only if you have an ATM you can withdraw money, only if you have credit card you can deal with it. So yeah, I think podcasts honestly and shows they're really good because if you can give people more perspective of actually what's happening around the world, then they can think with their own brain. They can think what's the problem here or not the problem here. In my place, poverty is a little bit of a problem. Suicide is also seen as a big problem. Kids will jump off cliff, they won't understand how will happen if they jump off cliff. Um, because all of the small cliffs were removed. Like if you go to a playground and you have a small jump, parents will say, "Ah, my kid is hurt. We cannot have any more jumping." But then when kids sees a very big cliff, they say, "Oh, I don't know what happens when they jump." And people they could really, like if you hit the rock with your head first and it's a big cliff, you will end up in the hospital. It won't be a pretty sight.
You are right, King, but every person doing a good job, every person complete his responsibility. But where is the
Yes,
big
yeah.
mistake? We cannot end the poverty.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I mean, the poorest I've ever been, sometimes I only can have like access to $15. I think the problem is we need to have a ramp out of poverty, in my opinion. If you only help the lowest people and you don't help the middle class, then how can there's no more ramp anymore? I think it's a big problem. Then the middle class is stuck between, do I be a tool of the system? I become acting poverty even though I am not poverty? Or do I fight to become extremely wealthy? But it's not a good life to pick between those two options. It's not very freedom. So I think I think in Latin America, I don't know because I only have been to Central America and Puerto Rico. I don't know much about South America, but I have the impression the quality of life it's more good. Like people can be more honest to each other and then honesty is the first step to help each other, I think.
You are right. This is the right answer. So, nice talking you. Nice to meet you. You are a very uh, complete, great lady. Give me the last
Thank
message
you.
for me. Give me the last message for me and for my audience. Before we end our show.
Yeah, we would say Dar es Salaam, but yeah, Salam, yeah.
So it means this is your last message for me.
Well, my last message, I guess it depends when the podcast ends. So, yeah, I don't know. I would say hopefully talk to you again soon, next time. Connecting the World is a great show. Watch some more. It was fun.
Really nice to meet you. We are
Nice to
conduct
meet you
next
too.
time this our show connecting the world. Thank you everyone. Be
Yeah,
happy.
yeah.